Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, what I thought we'd do this evening, guys, is just breeze through the key points of what Keir Starmer has been saying over these last 2 or 3 days, particularly, I might add, just after the annihilation of the local election, which I will get into momentarily, be sure of that. But over these last few days, Keir Starmer's been coming out rather brash, rather big, rather brave, with his chest pushed out and he's bumping his chest like Tarzan, and saying things that he knows that the general public will generally agree with, because he knows deep down inside this is one issue that will get any party looking to get into power if a party can crack this one single issue, and that is, of course, immigration. And Keir Starmer, God bless his cotton socks, is doing his best with his swept back hair and his feeble punching of a punching bag. He's not fooling anybody, particularly people like me and you. So like I say, we'll just breeze through these key parts, these key issues, because he does actually make some good points. But rest assured, guys, nothing will get done about any of this. But again, I'll get to that very, very shortly. So, key point 1 of what he's been saying over these last few days: language requirements. All visa routes will require people to have a certain level of English proficiency. People coming with the main visa holders, dependents, will also have to have basic understanding of English, which they currently do not. Yes, no shit, Sherlock. The amount of times I have had delivery drivers come to my door from my missus ordering God knows what from that delivery service, Buckaroo, whatever you fucking call it, and Amazon. I can't remember the last time I heard an English voice at that front door. It's always in some sort of mangled English with a really thick accent. I have a fucking clue what they're saying to you. Or they don't speak at all. They just grunt at you, throw your shit at you, and then just march off, stomping off down the street. So yeah, that does need to happen. Will it come from Labour? No, will it? Bollocks. We are not fucking stupid. We are not naive. We have seen all this before. The level of proficiency needed depends on the visa, with a skilled worker visa required at least upper intermediate levels. Currently, it requires just an intermediate level. To extend visas, people will have to show progression in their English. Settled status. Currently, people have to live in the UK for 5 years before they can gain settled status. Under a new plan, they will have to live in the UK for 10 years. However, high-contributing individuals, such as doctors and nurses, could be allowed to apply for settled status after 5 years. Now, again, guys, I've mentioned this again on past videos. Doctors and nurses who are not from this country are fucking useless 9 times out of 10. I've given you a couple of stories myself from personal experience. You have to Google symptoms. I can barely understand the word they're saying. Yes, they can speak English to a basic level, but with a thick accent, and sometimes they being mangled because they get the words mixed up, it is not understandable even. But the sad thing is, the GP on my side of the doctors, where I go, the only English doctor there, he's also fucking useless. He's so content of bouncing around the GP surgery, trying to make you all happy and skipping down the fucking corridor and saying, "Hey, how you doing? Come on," or doing all these fucking weird jigs. And I'm like, mate, behave yourself. I'm in my 40s. I'm not a fucking child. So I'm in a catch-22 situation personally. But yeah, foreign doctors and nurses, I can't be arsed with it. It depends where they're from. If they're from Eastern Europe, maybe Spain, Germany, somewhere like that, yeah, you could probably get along with it. I can deal with a thick German accent, for example. But when you're talking Asian and African, yeah, I can't stand a fucking chance of it. It's the same when you ring people up, telemakers and customer service operators. You don't understand the word they're saying. They don't understand the word you're saying. It's just like a continuous loop of bullshit. Nothing gets done, ever gets done. You usually have to do it yourself. Anyway, I digress, guys. So yeah, doctors and nurses could be allowed to settle after 5 years. A new bereaved parent visa will be created, so those in the UK who have had British or settled children that die can settle status immediately. Personally, guys, with this, I think we should have a cut-off for at least 50 to 100 years. Let the dust settle. Let people get back on their feet within regards to having more kids, starting a family, make jobs pay more so the fella can go out and be the main breadwinner if that's what the mother wants to do or the wife wants to do. Be a stay-at-home mum, look after the kids, do the house chores or whatever, because a lot of women do actually want to do that, but they're unable to do it because they don't earn enough money, and I find that quite sad. British citizenship. People can qualify sooner for citizenship by contributing to UK society and the economy like settled statuses. The life in the UK test will be reformed. But that's another problem, isn't it? Because the majority of these people are not net contributors. They are sitting on benefits in council houses, which is stolen from British families, by the way, and tossing it off for years upon years upon years. They have no skills. They have low skills, if anything, and they don't want to work. They come here purely for financial gain. They come here, claim a lot of fucking shitload of benefits, and send 3/4 of it away back to their families in buttfuck nowhere. It's a piss take. Scrap that idea altogether. Social care. The visa which allowed care workers to come to the UK due to a shortage will not exist anymore. Good. Finally, get incentive for young girls, young English girls preferably, to get into the care industry. I know it's not the most glamorous job in the world, wiping old people's asses, checking old man's bollocks, that kind of a thing. I personally wouldn't want to do it, but I know there's a lot of young girls out there who are unskilled, and it's a perfect job for them. It's if they make it pay well and give them a decent wage, I'm sure many young girls will want to give it a go, as long as they can keep the abuse down to a fucking minimum, for Christ's sake. Skilled worker visas. People wanting to come to the UK on a skilled worker visa must now have at least an undergraduate university degree. The minimum was previously A-level. There will also be tighter restrictions on recruitment from overseas for jobs with critical skills shortages, as well as strategies to incentivise employers to increase training and participation rates in the UK. Yeah, I can get on board with that, I suppose, as long as they're not studying it in our fucking universities. Because you know what goes on there? They come over here on a university degree, they go to a couple of lectures, toss it off for the rest of the time, get kicked off the course, and they are here indefinitely. Another little loophole that needs to be cemented up and fucking locked away forever in the black abyss. Study visas, here we go. People on graduate visas will only be allowed to remain in the UK for 18 months after they finish their studies. Currently, students finishing degrees can stay for 2 years if they apply for the graduate visa, or those finishing PhDs can stay for free. Institutions sponsoring international students will have their requirements strengthened, and those close to failing their sponsorship duties placed on an action plan, and limits imposed on the number of new students that can be recruited. Yeah, I don't like that. Scrap it. Scrap the fucking lot of it. We don't need them. Humanitarian visas. The Ukraine, Hong Kong. Hong Kong's fine. I don't mind the... Well, don't say that, Daniel. That's racist. I don't mind that kind of people coming here because they're hard workers. You very seldom see a Chinese guy, for example, sitting on his arse on benefits. They get out on the fucking graft, even if he's just opening up a fucking takeaway. They work all the fucking hours God sends. Chinese, Japanese, and the Hong Kongese are renowned good hard workers, contributors to the economy, contributors to society. That's fine. The Ukraine, Hong Kong and Afghanistan humanitarian routes will also remain. However, the government will review the effectiveness of sponsorship agreements for those schemes so businesses, universities and communities can sustainably sponsor those refugees. Scrap Afghanistan. We don't want any more of these people there. If they're that serious about getting out of Afghanistan, stick them to one of the Channel Islands or something like that, or stick them into one of the Commonwealth countries like, I don't know, Jamaica or somewhere like that, Bahrain or whatever the hell we have our... Bahrain? What am I talking about? Bahamas, I'm talking about. Stick them to one of them if they really want to get away. Don't stop bringing them here. We are full. Let the dust settle, kick out who shouldn't be here, and everything will be cushy. Domestic worker visa. To help prevent modern slavery, the government will reconsider this visa, which currently allows foreign national domestic workers to visit the UK with their employer for up to 6 months. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on that, to be honest. Businesses. Companies wanting to bring people from abroad to work for them in the UK will have to invest in the UK first. To prevent exploitation of low-skilled workers on temporary visas already in the UK, the government will look at making it easy for workers to move between licensed sponsors for the duration of their visa. Yeah, I don't really have an opinion on that either. The right to family life. Yeah, this needs to be fucking scrutinised, guys. The right to family life. A growing number of asylum seekers have used the right to family life, Article 8 of the Human Rights Act, to stop their deportation. Legislation will be introduced to make it clear it is the government and Parliament that decides who should have the right to remain in the UK. It will set out how Article 8 should be applied in different immigration routes so fewer cases are treated as exceptional. Yes, fully agree with that. Get rid of it. It's a massive, massive loophole. It lets so many fucking monsters stay in this country simply through having, no matter what you've done, you could murder someone, you could rape someone, you still have the right to family life because of the fucking Human Rights Act. Get it scrapped, get it torn up, leave the ECHR, and let's have a British Bill of Rights. But not, obviously, of course, under Keir Starmer and that fucking ginger harpy, Angela Rayner. What have we got here? Right. Yeah, I'll leave these next two guys. Foreign national offender. Oh, hang on. Foreign national offenders. Excuse me, guys. I haven't pre-read this, so you have to bear with me. The Home Office will be given powers to more easily take enforcement and removal action and revoke visas in a much wider range of crimes where people did not serve jail time in other countries. Deportation thresholds will be reviewed to take into account more than just the length of their sentence, with violence against women and girls taken more seriously. Taken more seriously, I hope, hoofed straight out of the country, no ifs, no buts, no coconuts. But I gotta ask, guys, these are all nice words out there, all nice ideas, all nice policy changes, but it's after the absolute annihilation of the council elections only just, about a week ago now. This was bound to happen. I said this would happen on my local election video about a week ago. I said he will come out with brash words, he will come out with things that he'll know will win him votes, but the thing is, people aren't stupid. People don't trust Keir Starmer. People don't trust Labour. People don't trust the Tories. People don't trust Kemi Badenoch. The only thing that they trust, well, they've got no fucking choice in the matter. The only person they can possibly turn to is Nigel Farage, Richard Tice, and the Reform UK Party. If we had another choice, then maybe there would be a little bit of wiggle room, but we don't. We don't have a right-wing alternative in this country. We have the Lib Dems, left-wing. We have Labour, left-wing. We have the Conservatives, left-wing. Where the fuck do people like me and you turn to? We turn to Nigel Farage and the Reform UK Party. People don't want the Uni Party anymore. People don't want the Labour Party anymore. People do not want the Conservatives anymore. So all this is just nice, happy, bouncy noise because he knows he's going to get annihilated at the general election because he has seen the results of the local council elections, and he's doing his very best, his absolute best, to claw any remnant of the right-wing vote back into his place. Not that he had much there anyway, but that's what he's trying to do with his nice policy ideas that he knows people want fixing, and he knows fine well that it's going to win, most probably, Nigel Farage, the next general election. He's doing his bit, he's trying his best, bless his cottons, but he's not going to get him anywhere, particularly with people like me and you. And people like me and you are a majority of the British public, particularly with the way we think politically and all to do with immigration and the economy and the NHS and social housing and jobs being taken up by parasites who should not be here. That's my video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm sorry to drone on so much. That wasn't supposed to be a short video, but the article was longer than I fucking thought it was going to be. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.